Yes. Hello again. Bill Jones, recapturefederalism.com. Recapturefederalism.com. Recapture Federalist Papers 51. And that's where we get the compound republic. That's within the framework of a confederation. We had the Articles of Confederation, and then we had the Constitution. We always had state constitutions. Yeah. One of the earliest ones where they listed the rights of the inhabitants of Pennsylvania was September 28th, 1776, yeah. Yep. Couple months after Declaration of Independence. Same hall they met, by the way. Benjamin Franklin was the head of that Constitutional Convention. The state, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. I read it, yeah, I got it right here. Number 3, Declaration of Rights of Inhabitants of the Commonwealth or State of Pennsylvania. They have a right to bear arms in here and what have you. But they, number 3, that the people of this state have the sole, exclusive, inherent right of governing and regulating internal police of the same. So the BLM and the federal government taking property, and that's what I'm going to be talking about, communists taking property, violates the state constitutions. They then they had the Articles of Confederation, which wasn't that good because it left you open, vulnerable to foreign attack. And that's why they came up with the Constitution. The states gave up some, what's specified in the Constitution, gave up some rights to a federal constitution, Army, Navy, things of that sort. What's delegated in the Constitution. They then came up with the 10 amendments. Well, really were 12, and they passed 10 of them. The 12th, by the way, was just, I remember when I went back to school, I was in public administration. One of the first 12 that had never been passed, he went and had it passed. His 27th Amendment. And the 11th one was the senators being elected not by the counties originally, but it didn't pass originally. And so they then came up with another amendment to where the Senate are not voted in by the counties, state counties. Probably should have kept that, huh? Yeah. Because we come up with political parties, and that destroys everything. And but I digress again. I'm going to talk. First of all, I'm going to take the oath. I always take the oath. There's a reason I do this. I, William R. Jones, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, so help me God. As I say, took it first in 1965, July 1965, when I joined the Navy. Against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and that's why I say it. That's why I do what I do. because there's so many foreign and domestic enemies of the Constitution. And we're going to talk about the enemies of the Constitution and what they do. They're involved in communism. It's totalism. It's a form of totalism. It's a form of political totalitarianism. It's Machiavellian on steroids. Machiavellian on steroids. And what is their big demand? Their big demand is property, private property. Private property. Big demand is private property. Abolishment of private property. Now, that's foreign to the American system, which is free enterprise. Free enterprise. But they abolish all private property. Why would they do that? Well, they make it sound as though they're going to be giving it to people, the proletarians. And the ruling class, which is the bourgeoisie, the middle class, well, they're going to take it from them. Now you're going to have Bernie Sanders, they're going to take it from the rich people. No, they take it from, some of the rich are giving up some of their stuff, but they become rich because they're communist racketeering, the one percenters. And so they can afford to give up some of it. Yeah, you hear them. Oh yeah, I can give up them. Because they're floating in money. You look at the communist Chinese, 10 out of the 12 richest people in China are party members, the heads of the party. Yeah. And you have the power, the political party supremacy, the power elite. They control all the property. That's what they want to do, control all the property. They control all the property. That means they are enslaving the people in voluntary servitude. And that's why I say what I say. I'm not intimidated by the communists or by the press or by any of those people who are racketeering, because they've enslaved me, my family, my grandchildren. But anyway, but communism abolishes eternal truth. It abolishes all religion and all morality. They steal. They're stealing. They're thieves. The communists, you go online, you read all about the mass killings, the communist mass killings. Stalin, Vietnam, that's mostly enslavement, but Cambodian killing fields. Yeah, they abolish all morality. The Ten Commandments. That's the basis of our government, our legal system. They abolish it. They abolish it. And they abolish the free enterprise system. They take and control all property. And finally, they labor everywhere for the union and the agreement of the Democratic Party, parties of all countries. 34, page 34 of the Communist Manifesto. Communists disdain to conceal their views and aims. They openly declare that their ends can be attained only by the forcible overthrow of all existing social conditions. Let the ruling classes tremble at the communistic revolution. Let the ruling class. That's we the people. That's we the people. We're enslaved. We're enslaved. And it all has to do with minimum wage and abolishing the private property. They do it. They abolish the private property net. They have these tactics and strategies, combination of legal and illegal work. That's all about soldiers. It's all about soldiers. Okay. Party press, media. It's all they talk about. It's all they talk about. They don't. They talk about the benefits that the politicians and the political party's supremacy system is, but they don't put a label on it. They don't put a label on it. They don't call it political party supremacy. Why? Because the political parties in the United States have no legal basis or authority to operate. George Washington was the only president who wasn't a party person. And then John Adams came in and changed that. That's opened the way. And the Supreme Court opened the way. Treasonable decision. I said that in my notice of treason to them. And they replaced the Constitution with the Communist Manifesto. And I'm going to read some of this. Page 22 of the Communist Manifesto. In this sense, the theory of communism may be summed up in a single sentence. Abolishment of private property. Abolishment of private property. Yeah. They talk about it all the time. Page 23. Capital is therefore not only personal, it is a social power. And we can't have a social power, capital in the hands of the proletariat or the bourgeoisie. There is no proletariat in the United States, by the way. It's all, we're not supposed to have classes in the United States. It's all supposed to be equal under law. Oh, that's the Constitution. Constitution of the States, the compound republic. We get rid of that. We now have the Communist Manifesto. That's what they're going by. That's treason. Slavery, violation of the 13th Amendment. The average price of wage labor is the minimum wage, i.e. the quantum of the means of the subsistence which is absolutely requisite to keep the laborer in bare existence as a laborer. So they talk about minimum wage. Bernie Sanders, $15 an hour, $15. The Democrats, $15 an hour. Keep increasing it. Oh, got to get those votes. Those votes, look at what they're doing to us. If there was no minimum wage, and you didn't have outrageous progressive taxes on corporations to where they move out of the country, you would have business in this country. And we were making. I was working at General Motors in the 70s. We were $15 to $20 an hour then. Union. $15 an hour, that's nothing anymore with inflation. Yeah. And they have inflation, so they jack it up, except for us people that are retired on Social Security. And we don't get no increases. Yeah. If they're going to get $15 an hour at McDonald's, then we should be getting more on Social Security. We put in, didn't we? Didn't we? Now, question 14, and I've read this before, it tells you what the main demand of communism is. In fact, the abolition of private property is doubtless the shortest, most significant way to characterize the revolution in the whole social order which has been made necessary by the development of industry, and for this reason it is highly advanced by communists as their main demands. This is under a section which is question 14. What does this new social order have to be like? It's communism. It's communism. It's Machiavellian on steroids. It's totalism, political totalitarianism, political party supremacy, taking the property from you. So we're all slaves, except for the 1%, the power elite. They decide who's going to get the money up there. Monopolies. Everything's a monopoly anymore. You notice that? That's how you get rid of the private property. And with that, good day.